God, I'm coming to you tonight because my heart needs peace. There's a lot running through my mind and I don't want to carry it into sleep. Some of it feels heavy, some of it confusing, some of it I can't even name clearly, but I feel it pressing on me. I don't want to ignore that pressure. I want to bring it to you. You know everything that has touched my life today. Every word I heard, every feeling I had, every thought that passed through. You know what I've been sensing lately, even when I've tried to brush it off. That weird tension, that sudden worry, that small fear that something might be working against me. I'm not trying to be paranoid, Lord. I just want to be honest about what's been lingering in my spirit. If anything unseen or unspoken has tried to get close to me, I don't want to fall asleep pretending it isn't there. I'd rather face it with you now, because I believe you're greater, and I believe you care. So I breathe a little slower right now. I let my body settle, I let my heart soften. I'm not fighting to figure things out on my own. I don't need all the answers tonight. I just need to be held by you in the middle of it. That's enough for now. I give you this room. I give you my body, my thoughts, and all the invisible weight I've been carrying. If I've let anything in that doesn't belong, show me. If I've been agreeing with fear or letting anxiety lead me, correct me gently. I want to be in tune with your peace again. There's been a lot of noise lately, Lord. Not just outside, but inside. Thoughts that spiral, scenarios that replay, imaginations that race. I know you never speak in panic, so I don't want to follow the sound of worry anymore. Bring me back to your voice, the quiet one, the one that knows how to comfort without rushing, the one that can settle storms with just a word. If there's anything trying to disturb me tonight, any kind of plan or pressure that doesn't come from you, I ask that you begin canceling it right now. Not because I'm afraid, but because I trust you to deal with what I can't see. You don't need proof or explanations. You just need a willing heart. So here's mine. Ready to be guarded, ready to be cleaned, ready to be kept in peace. Help me not obsess over what might be going on behind the scenes. Help me not feed my fears by giving too much thought to the enemy's tactics. I know there are times when real spiritual resistance shows up, but I also know that you're always stronger. And you're not surprised by anything. You've seen every plan before it even starts forming, and you don't panic. You prepare, you protect, you cancel things before they reach me. So I'm choosing to believe that you're already working. I don't have to beg. I don't have to perform. I don't have to get the words perfect tonight. I just need to bring it to you honestly. That's what I'm doing now. You see where the tension started. You see what triggered the fear. You see what conversations I had today, what glances felt off, what moments made my heart race or my stomach turn. You know what's natural and what's spiritual, and you know how to deal with both. If any evil has tried to find a way in, through fear, through people, through confusion, I ask you to close the door. Shut it all the way, Lord. I don't want to leave even a crack open. Not because I'm stronger than it, but because I'm covered by you, and under your covering, nothing can stay that's meant to harm me. There have been moments today where I doubted that, where I wondered if I was really safe. I want to be honest about that too. But I'm not ending this day in fear. I'm ending it in trust. That's the shift I'm asking you to help me make, from anxiety to peace, from self-protection to surrender, from overthinking to resting in your hands. So as I start this prayer with you, I ask that you gently start lifting what doesn't belong. Fear, suspicion, paranoia, any burden that's weighing down my spirit. Just start clearing it. You know how to do that without forcing me. You're kind that way. I'm grateful for that. You wait until I'm ready and you meet me in that moment. I think I'm ready now. So here's my breath, slowing down. Here are my shoulders, loosening up. Here's my heartbeat, calming. Here's the moment where I stop trying to manage everything and just let you be God. Thank you for being so near, even when I didn't feel you at first. Stay close as I keep praying. I want to go deeper with you tonight, not in fear, but in trust. Not to fight a battle by myself, but to rest while you cover me. I don't know everything that needs to be cancelled yet, but I know I'm not alone, and that's enough to begin. God, I want to keep going with you from that place of trust. I'm not trying to stir up fear, I'm just trying to be honest. There are things I've felt lately that I haven't said out loud. That strange weight when I wake up. That sense that something is just off. Sometimes it's small. Sometimes it hits out of nowhere. But I know you see it. And I believe you care enough to help me walk through it instead of running from it. I don't want to give more power to what's against me than to the one who's for me. But I also know that naming things out loud can help bring them into the light. So here it is. I have felt watched. I've felt pressure. I've felt like my peace was being chipped away little by little. Not by one big thing, but by small constant noise. Distractions, tension, tiredness that doesn't go away, even when I sleep. Moments when I doubt myself. Moments when I question if I'm safe, or if something dark is trying to mess with my life. I don't always know if what I'm feeling is just stress or something spiritual. Sometimes it blends together. But tonight, I want to hand over every part of it to you. I don't need to label it perfectly. I just need to be real with you. If there's anything or anyone working behind the scenes to cause harm, I put it in your hands now. If there are conversations happening about me that are rooted in jealousy or manipulation or malice, I give that to you. I don't want to waste my energy trying to defend myself or chase down rumors or figure out who's secretly against me. I want to rest knowing that you already see it all. You know the plans of people. You know the whispers. You know the masks that some wear. You know the envy, the bitterness, the spiritual confusion that can open doors to darkness. You know the little traps the enemy sets, not with big signs, but with subtle distractions and emotional bait. You know the way fear tries to dress itself up like caution. You know how heaviness creeps in through little disappointments. You know how even my own mind can sometimes become a battleground when I let fear stay too long. So I bring you all of it. Every strange feeling, every sharp word that hit me sideways today, every conversation that made me second-guess myself, every text I reread too many times, every moment I felt looked at in the wrong way, every insecurity that got louder, every fear that made itself at home. I'm not holding on to these things anymore. You can take them. If the enemy has tried to send confusion into my life, confusion about who I am, what I'm called to, or how loved I am, I cancel that tonight in Jesus' name. If any plan has been formed to delay me, distract me, or divide me from the people I need, I ask you to bring it to nothing. Show me if I've been pulled into anything that isn't from you, even if it seems small, even if it seemed like no big deal. I don't want anything in my life that gives darkness a way in. God, I know spiritual battles are real, but I also know they don't have to scare me. You've already won what matters most. You've already made a way for me to stand in peace, not fear. So if something has tried to rise up against me, whether in the spiritual or natural, I ask you to expose it and deal with it. I don't need to see how it all works. I just need to trust that you're handling it as I pray. There are people I've crossed paths with lately who made my spirit feel uneasy. Maybe it was subtle, a weird tone, a hidden agenda, a smile that didn't feel right. I'm not trying to assume the worst, but I do want to stay spiritually alert. I ask you to show me who's really for me and who's just pretending. I ask you to reveal any toxic connection that's not meant to stay. Not so I can be suspicious, but so I can walk wisely with the people around me. If I've been drawn into conversations or online spaces that feed fear, bitterness, or anger, I want out. If I've entertained thoughts that make evil look powerful and you look distant, I repent. I want to live in the truth, not in a world shaped by fear or spiritual confusion. I want to be grounded again, not in anxiety or adrenaline, but in quiet trust. Lord, I'm not trying to fight battles that don't belong to me. I don't want to obsess over the idea of enemies or make my life about spiritual warfare. But when it's real, I don't want to deny it either. I want to bring it straight to you. You're not overwhelmed by the things that unsettle me. You're not threatened by what threatens me. You see every trap before it's set. You hear every word spoken in secret. You know every motive, every hidden thing, every plan formed in darkness, and you don't just see it, you cancel it. That's what I'm asking you to do tonight. Cancel anything that was meant to harm me. Anything I don't even know about yet. Anything I might not have the strength to face on my own. If there's anything trying to gain ground in my life without my permission, shut it down. Block it. Confuse it. Dissolve it before it ever reaches me. I trust you to protect me from what I don't see. I trust you to alert me when I need to notice something. And I trust you to fight for me even when I'm resting. Keep me grounded in truth. Keep my spirit steady. Keep me honest with myself and with you, and please keep walking with me as I keep praying. I'm not done yet. I'm just getting clearer, and I'm ready for whatever you want to show me next. God, now that I've named what's been weighing on me, I want to stand in the truth of who you are. I'm not just here to talk about fear. I'm here to remember that you have all the power. You're not intimidated by darkness. You don't react. You rule. You don't scramble to fix things at the last second. You go ahead of me always. So right now I call on your authority, not mine, not anyone else's. Yours alone. You're the one who sees the end from the beginning. You're the one who speaks and things shift. You're the one who cancels plans before they take shape. I ask you to do that again tonight, over my life, over my home, over my mind, over the people I love. If anything evil has been sent toward me, spoken, thought, or acted, I ask that it be stopped right now in Jesus' name. Whether it came through spiritual forces or through human hands, it has no authority here. I reject it. I cancel its effect. And I ask you to break its path before it reaches my door. Every lie, every attack, every whisper of fear, every plot to distract, delay, discourage, or divide, I lift them to you and ask you to tear them down. I don't always know where the pressure is coming from, but you do, and that's enough for me. You don't need my full understanding to act, you just need my surrender. So here it is. I give it all to you again. I trust that nothing formed in darkness can overpower what's covered in light, and I ask you to cover me right now. Let your light fill every corner of this room, every corner of my heart, every corner of my sleep. Let nothing stay hidden that doesn't belong here. Let no fear remain unchallenged. Let no attack find a way in. I speak the name of Jesus over my life tonight, the name that carries more authority than anything spoken against me, the name that cancels curses, breaks chains, and silences lies, the name that casts out fear and confusion and brings peace instead, the name that makes darkness tremble, not because it's loud, but because it's true. I don't have to shout to stand firm. I just have to belong to you, and I do. So I claim my place under your protection tonight, not as a perfect person, not as someone who has everything figured out, but as someone who's loved, chosen, covered, safe. Even when I don't feel strong, I'm not alone. Even when I don't feel brave, I'm held. Even when the world feels loud or heavy, you're still my shelter. If any words have been spoken against me, words of jealousy, manipulation, deceit, curses, I cancel them now in the authority of Jesus. If any plans have been made to undermine me or confuse me or isolate me, I ask you to scatter them before they even start. I don't need to see what you're blocking. I just need to trust that you are. And God, if I've unknowingly agreed with anything that gave those plans access, through fear, compromise, bitterness, or distraction, I break that agreement now. I come out of alignment with anything not rooted in your truth. I renounce fear. I renounce self-hate. I renounce confusion. I renounce every lie that told me I wasn't safe or worthy or seen. I come back into alignment with you, with peace, with protection, with identity, with love. There's no space here for the enemy to land. I close every open door, I take back every vulnerable place, and I give it all to you, Lord. Come stand where fear tried to build. Come take up space where anxiety used to rule. Come speak where lies used to echo. Come be the covering I need, not just for tonight, but for every night. You're not far away, you're not reluctant, you're not passive. You're here right now, and you care enough to intervene. You care enough to shield. You care enough to cancel every evil plan that's tried to sneak in while I wasn't looking. You never sleep. You never forget. You don't miss a single thing. That comforts me tonight more than I can say. So I ask boldly, let your power be active in my life right now. Let it cancel what was sent to harm me. Let it block what was meant to confuse me. Let it undo what was whispered behind closed doors. Let it strip every lie of its power. I don't need revenge. I need release. I don't need control. I need covering. If there are spiritual forces working against me, I ask you to silence them. If there are people acting with evil intent, I ask you to deal with them your way, not mine. I don't need to fight fire with fire. I trust you to be just, to be kind, and to be fierce when necessary. You know what needs to be stopped. You know what needs to be forgiven. You know what needs to be removed. So I surrender control again, not in fear, but in faith. Because you are not just watching this unfold. You are actively standing between me and what would try to reach me. And you're doing more than I can see. That helps me breathe deeper. That helps me rest tonight. That helps me stay grounded even as I keep praying. Please stay near as I keep going, Lord. I'm not done yet. There's still more I want to release, and still more I want you to cover. God, I feel the shift starting. As I keep talking to you, something in me is beginning to feel lighter, not because everything is fixed instantly, but because I don't feel alone in it anymore. I can tell you're helping me see this more clearly, and now I want to go deeper. Not just to cancel what others may have planned, but to close every open door that might have made room for those plans to try in the first place. Sometimes the enemy doesn't come in loud or obvious ways. Sometimes he waits for my guard to drop. Sometimes it's the little habits, the moments when I give in to worry or let my thoughts spiral, that start creating space for fear to grow. I'm not blaming myself, Lord, but I want to be honest about what I've allowed to linger. If I've been keeping patterns that drain me, if I've been clinging to conversations that leave me anxious or bitter, if I've been tolerating small lies just to get by, I don't want that anymore. I want to break those patterns tonight. I want to stop giving the enemy access through things I've grown used to. I want to be awake in the spirit, not numb to what's been slowly hurting me. You know where those patterns live. You know the behaviors that I call just how I cope that actually open spiritual doors I don't want open. You know the shows, the sights, the habits, the moods, the relationships. You know when something is just tiredness and when something is actually agreement with darkness. Help me tell the difference. Help me choose what's healthy for my heart. Help me protect my peace better. If I've been holding on to anger, even the kind that feels justified, I let it go now. If I've been replaying old wounds in my mind and letting them poison my present, I give that to you now. If I've been addicted to chaos, addicted to checking my phone for bad news, addicted to being anxious because it feels familiar, I ask you to help me let go. And if there's any connection in my life that's been a doorway to fear or stress or spiritual confusion, I ask you to make it clear, even if I don't want to see it, even if it's complicated. If someone has access to me that shouldn't, through manipulation, envy, control, or dishonesty, please show me how to set boundaries that protect the peace you've given me. This isn't about becoming suspicious or distant. It's about being guarded in the right ways. I don't want to be wide open to everything. I want to be rooted and grounded and covered in you. So close every spiritual window I've left cracked open. Shut every back door I didn't realize was unlocked. Remove every hook that fear has tried to set in my thinking. I'm asking you to break every agreement I've made with the lie that I have to manage everything myself, that I have to always be on guard, that I have to read between every line, watch every move, anticipate every attack. I'm not the one who sees all things. You are, and I don't want to live in survival mode anymore. I want to live in surrendered peace. If there are patterns in my thoughts, like expecting the worst, doubting my worth, assuming people are against me, please interrupt those patterns and teach me a new way. I don't want to hand the enemy my imagination. I don't want to let fear have the final word in my mind. I want to be renewed by your truth, washed clean by it, held steady by it. God, if there are spiritual cycles in my family line, cycles of fear, anxiety, spiritual attack, manipulation, depression, confusion, I ask you to cut them off in my generation, right here, right now. I don't have to carry what you already paid to break. I don't have to live under spiritual patterns that don't belong to me anymore. I'm not trapped in the past. I'm not stuck in what others did. I am yours now fully. So make that real in my daily life. I invite you to sweep through every area of my heart tonight. If anything is still giving the enemy a foothold, I give you permission to remove it. If I've clung to pride or resentment or self-protection because I didn't feel safe, I surrender it. I trust that you are a better defender than I'll ever be, and you never miss a threat, not one. You know what needs to change, and you know how to walk with me through that change. I don't need to fix everything in one night, but I can start by saying, I'm willing. I want to be whole. I want to be healed. I want to stop making peace with patterns that quietly destroy me. So God, wherever the access point was, shut it down, seal it up, cover it with grace, and replace it with peace. Real peace. Not the kind that depends on everything being calm, but the kind that's built on you being constant. Even when things swirl around me, I can be steady because I belong to you. And I ask you to make that truth louder than the lies tonight. Speak it over me while I sleep. Speak it into the parts of me I've hidden. Let my body, my soul, and my spirit begin to agree with your covering. Let every fear that gained ground through exhaustion or distraction lose its grip now. Let every door be closed, every pattern broken, every voice of darkness silenced. I don't have to live in fear of what's working against me, because you've already declared that no weapon formed against me will prosper. So I choose to believe that again tonight. I choose to live like it's true, not because I'm strong enough on my own, but because you are faithful, and you're still here, still covering, still cancelling what needs to be cancelled, still walking with me toward rest. God, as the night settles deeper around me, I want to be fully wrapped in your peace. I've already asked you to cancel the plans that were meant to harm me. I've already surrendered the patterns that open doors. Now I ask you to cover what remains, to fill every space with your light and seal it with rest. This room I'm in, I invite you into every inch of it. Let your presence fill the air. I don't need something dramatic to feel safe. I just need to know you're here. Cover these walls, cover this bed, cover the corners, the shadows, the silence. I don't want to fall asleep with fear still hiding in the background. I want to fall asleep knowing the space around me is holy ground, kept by you, guarded by you. If anything tried to linger after I'd prayed, don't let it stay. If anything tried to hide while I focused on other things, call it out and remove it now. I don't need to feel it to believe you're doing it. I trust your ability to see and cleanse even what I don't notice. Let this be a place of peace, not pressure. A place of stillness, not tension. A place of rest, not worry. Guard my sleep, God. Please guard my sleep. I don't want to carry today's battles into my dreams. I don't want to spend the night replaying fears or fighting thoughts. I ask you to place your hand over my mind. Let it settle. Let it slow down. Let it stop running in circles. I don't want to imagine more worst-case scenarios. I don't want to rehearse what could go wrong. I want to sleep in truth. I want to rest under the covering of a Father who doesn't sleep and who's already watching over everything that concerns me. If I dream tonight, I want you to be in it. If something tries to twist my dreams or bring fear while I sleep, cancel it before it starts. Set a guard around my thoughts before, during, and after sleep. I don't want to wake up afraid. I want to wake up free. Let no spiritual attack find its way in while I'm resting. Not tonight, not ever. I'm not unguarded when I sleep, because you are still awake, still watching, still surrounding me. I ask you to cover not just my body, but my emotions too. Sometimes fear shows up as tension in my chest. Sometimes it hides in the way I overthink or expect rejection. Sometimes it disguises itself as control, me trying to manage every little thing so nothing surprises me. But tonight I lay all of that down. I don't want to micromanage my own protection anymore. I want to surrender into real safety, the kind only you give. Let my body relax into your covering now. Let my breathing soften. Let my nervous system slow down. Let every tight place in me loosen, even the parts I've ignored all day. The small pains, the muscle tension, the fatigue I pretended wasn't there. I let go of the pressure to carry everything. I let go of the fight to feel strong. I let go of the need to stay alert to every noise or thought. Because I believe you are alert for me. Cover me with peace that goes deeper than my senses. Not just calm feelings, but spiritual protection. I want to be kept tonight, not just comforted. Kept from evil, kept from torment, kept from anything the enemy hoped would find me vulnerable while I rest. Put a shield around this bed. Assign your angels to stand guard, not as a fantasy, but as a real promise from your word. I believe you do that. I believe you already have. God, I also ask you to clean the atmosphere around me. If anything in this room has been affected by past heaviness, arguments, anxiety, fear, confusion, I ask you to sweep it out. Wipe the spiritual air clean. Let no lingering darkness stay. I don't want to fall asleep in a space filled with yesterday's weight. I want tonight to be a reset, a full reset from the inside out. And not just here, Lord, cover the places my thoughts tend to wander. If I usually spiral into overthinking at night, break that tonight. If my mind reaches for guilt, regret, or comparison when things go quiet, interrupt that pattern now. Let silence become a doorway to peace, not panic. Let the quiet tonight be filled with the steady, healing sound of your nearness. Cover my heart too. Sometimes I go to bed feeling emotionally raw. Sometimes there's grief I didn't process during the day. Sometimes it's loneliness that surfaces when the world goes quiet. But I'm not hiding those things from you. I bring them to you now. You're not just the God who cancels the enemy's plans. You're the God who holds my aching heart. You care about the things I carry silently, so I give them to you too. Wrap me in something better than distraction tonight. I don't want to numb myself with noise. I want to be truly comforted. If I need to cry, let me cry in peace. If I need silence, let it be filled with your calm. If I fall asleep quickly, let it be because I feel safe. If it takes time, meet me in the waiting. Either way, I ask you to keep me company through it all. And one more thing, God, please let this covering stay all night. Not just while I'm praying, not just while I feel focused. Let it linger after I fall asleep. Let your presence keep hovering even when I'm unconscious. Let no part of the night be unguarded, not even for a moment. I don't want a break in protection. I don't want gaps. I want to rest under a complete and constant covering. Because you are the God who doesn't clock out. You don't drift off or check out or forget. You're the one who stays. And that's enough for me tonight. God, as I feel more settled now, more grounded in your peace, I don't just want to stay here thinking about myself. My heart naturally starts to think of others, people I love, people I know are carrying heavy things too, people who might be facing spiritual pressure tonight without even realizing it. So I lift them to you now, one by one, quietly but clearly. You know who's been on my heart. Friends who smile during the day but can't sleep at night. Family members who don't talk about their pain but carry it in their body, in their choices, in their silence. People I haven't seen in a while but still feel connected to. Maybe even strangers I've passed this week who seem tired, distracted, or burdened in ways I didn't know how to respond to. I bring them to you. Cover them the same way you're covering me right now. Bring light into their homes. Cancel what was spoken in secret against them. Cancel the patterns that are draining them. Cancel the attacks they don't even know are attacks yet. I ask you to intervene gently but powerfully. To speak into their nights with the same comfort you're speaking into mine. I know there are people in my life who are carrying silent spiritual warfare. Maybe they wouldn't call it that. Maybe they just say they're stressed or overwhelmed or off. But I know what that feels like. I know what it's like to have invisible pressure pushing down, making everything harder, heavier, louder. If any of them are under that kind of weight right now, I ask you to lift it. Clear the atmosphere around them. Cancel the words spoken over them in anger or jealousy or pride. Let no curse stick. Let no assignment succeed. Let no lie take root. Some of the people I care about are walking through hard decisions. Some are caught in fear about what's next. Some are trying to get free from cycles they don't know how to break. I ask you to show up for them tonight wherever they are, whether they're praying or not, whether they feel close to you or far away, whether they even believe or they're not sure anymore. I ask you to protect them anyway, to surround them with light, to whisper truth, to cover their minds while they rest. And God, if anyone I know is actively being targeted by evil through manipulation, spiritual confusion, control, harm, or fear, I ask you to step in. Even if they're unaware, even if they feel too tired to fight, be their defender, be their shield, be the one who closes the door they don't even see is open. Cancel the plans that have been made against them. Cancel the deception. Cancel the harm. Replace it all with peace. If there are people I need to pray for by name, bring them to mind. And if you're calling me to reach out to someone tomorrow, give me courage to follow through. Don't let me forget. Don't let me brush it off. I don't want to just feel compassion and do nothing. I want to act on it. Even small words can carry healing when you're in them. And God, I don't want to stop with tonight. I want to ask for your protection over the coming days too, whatever is ahead. Appointments, meetings, conversations, moments I haven't prepared for, I ask you to go ahead of me. Cancel the evil plans being formed before I even get there. Cancel the confusion that tries to wait for me at the end of the week. Cancel the attack that was being timed to hit when I least expected it. You already know where the pressure points are. You already know where I'll be vulnerable. So I ask you now to cover those places. Not with fear, but with readiness, with wisdom, with discernment, with people around me who see clearly and love deeply. Place safe people in my path, people who won't just say the right things, but who will speak truth with kindness, walk with strength, and help protect what you're building in me. If there are places I'm not supposed to go, even if they look harmless, close the door. If there are conversations I'm not meant to stay in, help me walk away. If there are decisions coming that could be bait for fear or distraction, steady me. Speak before the pressure gets loud. Prepare me before the situation arrives. God, I ask you to be my clarity. I ask you to be my protection in advance. I ask you to be the guard on my path, the light in my decisions, the calm in my conversations. Cancel not just tonight's plans of the enemy, but every attempt to derail me from the path you've marked for me in the days ahead. If the enemy is trying to set up delays, distractions, unnecessary detours, or spiritual confusion, I ask you to interrupt those now. Clear the way, make the crooked places straight, make the decisions clear, make the next steps obvious, not rushed, but peaceful. Not pressured, but led. I know I won't always get everything right, but I believe you're more interested in walking with me than punishing me for not knowing everything. So I ask you to walk close, to make me sensitive to your presence, to remind me that you're not just the God who shows up in crisis, but the God who stays steady in the middle of ordinary life. Help me notice when something's off. Help me trust the quiet nudges. Help me lean into truth even when I'm unsure what's next. And when I do get it wrong, remind me that grace still covers me, that you're not waiting to punish, but to redirect with gentleness and strength. As I think of the days ahead, I ask you to pour peace into my imagination. Let me picture tomorrow with calm. Let me expect goodness, not disaster. Let me go to sleep believing that you're already where I'm going, already fighting for me, already canceling the things that could have hurt me. I don't need to control the future. I just need to be carried into it by you. So I rest tonight not only for myself but on behalf of others too. I stand in the gap. I speak peace. I ask you to keep protecting, keep canceling, keep covering, not just tonight, but always. God, I feel myself softening now. The tension I came in with, it's quieter. I don't feel the same pressure I did at the start of this prayer, not because all the circumstances are different, but because something in me has shifted. I'm remembering that I don't have to keep watch alone. I'm not the one holding the world up. You are. And you haven't let go of me yet, not for a second. As this prayer comes to a close, I don't want to rush. I don't want to hurry past the stillness you're creating. I want to stay here just a little longer, feeling what it's like to not be afraid. To not be bracing for the next attack. To not be carrying imaginary weight, just here, covered, guarded, safe, held. I thank you for hearing me tonight, for not needing fancy words or perfect explanations, for taking every broken sentence, every heavy thought, every quiet cry for help, and receiving it with love. I never had to earn your protection. I never had to perform to be seen. You were already paying attention. You were already standing between me and what tried to reach me, and you still are. I know there are things I may never know you cancelled, Battles you fought quietly, moments you intervened when I had no idea. I'll probably never see all the places you shielded me. But tonight I say thank you. I don't need to see it to believe it anymore. I can feel it in the quiet that's come over me now. I feel steadier. I feel covered. I feel ready to sleep, not because I'm strong, but because I'm not alone. If anything still tries to disturb this night, I ask you to stop it before it begins. Let no fear take shape. Let no torment get near. Let no hidden plan succeed. Let no part of the enemy's work go unnoticed or unanswered. You've already cancelled what needs cancelling. You've already covered what needs covering. And now you're drawing me into rest, not just physical rest, but rest for my soul. Let this rest go deep, Lord. Let it reach the places I don't usually slow down long enough to feel. Let it settle into my bones. Let it quiet my instincts to overthink, to over-prepare, to worry about what happens next. Let me fall asleep under a better story. The story that says I'm protected, I'm loved, and I'm not out here fighting alone. This is the moment I release everything else. I release the need to monitor my phone one more time before sleep. I release the impulse to go back and overanalyze what I said today. I release the little fears that try to sneak in when the lights go off. I release the weight I was never meant to carry past this prayer. I choose, in this final breath before rest, to believe again that you are still cancelling the things I don't see. Still dismantling the words spoken against me. Still dissolving the spiritual pressure I couldn't name. Still working even when I sleep. I invite you to stay close tonight, not just in the room, but in my heart. Let my last thought before sleep be trust, not questions, not tension, just trust. You are for me, you are with me, you are enough. And if I wake in the middle of the night, remind me again, you're still here. If a bad dream comes, interrupt it with peace. If I feel afraid, whisper truth until the fear leaves. And if I sleep deeply through it all, let it be a sign that the covering is complete. You've cancelled what was meant for harm. You've broken what needed to be broken. You've sealed what needed to be closed. And you've kept me in ways I may never fully understand, but I rest in it anyway, because I know who you are. I know how you love. And I know I'm safe here even while I sleep. Amen.